Hey guys, it's Cooterz, and today we're going to take a look at how to maximize your Incursion Temple for this new patch. We've been looking at this. Now, this isn't going to be 100% correct, but I'm just going to show you what I've been doing to kind of help me out. So I'm here with Alva. I have been doing this temple a little bit, and you can tell I actually opened up the apex already, so I did make that first. So the first thing you want to do is find the shortest path to get to the apex, depending on where she puts you, which room she puts you in. So Alpha will put you in a random room anytime she appears on the map. So in this case, she's going to put me in the sparring room. So in this example, what you want to do is you want to find a way to get to the apex first and foremost. So assuming we were actually connected through Corruption Chamber, what I normally would do in this case is I would probably just try to connect a cloister so we can connect up to the apex this way. But since we already connected the apex, there's no point to do that. So what I'm going to do in sparring room is there's a few choices. There's two main choices you can do. You can either upgrade the room or you can choose to link it to another room. Now, what I want to do since I'm already done with the apex is I want to focus on one, getting all the rooms connected so I can get more loot and more just treasure or whatever, more chances to upgrade and access that room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to instead connect sparring room somewhere. And in this case, you can tell I don't really need to connect it to anything around here because this is all connected, and cloister and passageways are not connected. So what I want to do here is choose, do I want to end up connecting the cloister or do I want to connect to passageways? Those are the only two options that really make sense here. But the main thing looking at passageways is these two rooms here are the biggest thing that we have an issue with. Like, how are we going to get here? And when I was looking at this, I'm thinking, what would I want to do? What's the best way to approach this? And if I were to get tombs, this is an example, if I were to get tombs, I can either choose at this point to connect, explosives or lightning or passageways. And at this point, without this connected, there's really no point to connect to passageways, even though I can't get there now. And the reason why is because if I can have the opportunity to connect to explosives or lightning, it's just a better choice because passageways can be accessed by so many different options. Like since we pick a random room. So if we pick a random room, the chances of getting a room that's around passageways, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms around it, is very high, right? It's 6 out of, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's basically, it's basically 50%. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because you can actually get passageways itself. So it's over 50% chance that I'm going to be able to have an attempt at connecting the passageways in the next 4 incursions, for each incursion. But to connect to these guys, unfortunately, I don't have any options. I only have the entrance. I don't even know if you can pick the entrance, but tombs, banquet hall, lightning workshop itself, or explosives rooms itself. So if I had tombs, I would want to connect either lightning or explosives and not even worry about anything else around it at this point, or not worry about passageways. But anyway, so in this case, we're going to just look at sparring room. I want to connect to cloister or passage, but I want to do cloister first. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up going through the room by moving up to the top right first, and then I'm going to move clockwise down to passage. Just because if I get a stone early on, I want to move into cloister as fast as possible because you don't have much time. And if I don't get it, I want to sweep down the passageways because if I get a stone over there, I want to be able to get in the passageways as soon as possible before time ends up closing or whatever. So one thing to also notice is that when you go into this incursion room, it's nice to have your quicksilvers up if you have them. So you can just get a fast speed boost. I don't have it. You can go in and actually buff it if you want to, or get the flask charges for it. But what I'm going to do is this. I'm Blade Vortex. So if you're something like Blade Vortex, you can actually prime your Blade Vortex stacks now. And if you go into the portal, notice you still keep them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move over this way. Okay, I got a stone already. I got lucky. So I'm just going to go ahead and, connect this one over to the cloister because I have a lot of time. I actually kind of went the wrong way. So I'm going to move up the cloister. If I didn't have enough time to choose it, I would have just went right to passageways. And the reason why I said I didn't go to passageways is because of the fact that the chances of you getting it one of the rooms to connect there anyway is very high. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go back and just try to get a stone if I can. If I can't get one, it's fine. If I can, then I'll try to connect, anywhere else. I'm not gonna kill this guy because I didn't actually pay attention to it. And we're out. So that's pretty much it. Now, if you look at the map, I connected Cloister, right? And now this is connected to the passageway, so I'm done. I'm pretty much done. It didn't really matter which way I connected passageways because, I have the circle. So I have every room now except for these two. And I will show you on the next incursion when it comes to upgrading and how I evaluate which one of those is actually worth it or better than the other if you don't have to connect anything. All right, so here's the alpha again. I just ran into her from before. And we're going to see what room. Okay, she picked the explosive room. So in this case, I'm going to try to go ahead and connect this like I was talking about before. This is great for me. What I actually want to do is I either want to connect it to Tombs, Entrance, or Lightning Workshop. And I only have 3 incursions remaining. So what you have to really think about here is do you want to take the risk of connecting this to a Lightning Workshop or just connecting it to something else to guarantee that you have the room, say if you were to actually connect it? And with only 3 remaining, the chances of me, after connected, getting Tombs or Banquet Hall, or I guess, or Entrance if that counts, I don't remember, it's pretty slim. It's 3 out of, well, we'll count this one. It's 3 out of 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, basically, it's a, it's a 3 out of 13 chance, 3 times. It's not great. It's pretty low. So I'm going to take the easy way out, and I'm going to go for Entrance or Tombs first. And if I don't get anything, I'll go for Lightning. So, of course, I'm going to start, going to the left and then go clockwise to Tombs around here and then to Lightning Workshop. But what I was going to do is I was going to tell you if you already connected to everything and you don't need to connect anymore because it's just going to be superfluous, what thing you can do is you can choose to upgrade. Now, you can also connect and then upgrade if you have enough time. It's very difficult, but it is very efficient if you can do so. But I'm just going to focus right now on upgrading. So let's pretend this was already connected and I didn't really care about that. There are 2 options here. You can't kill both these bosses. Once you kill one architect in a room, the other one disappears or despawns. So in this case, you can either kill Hyoxi to change this explosive room to a sacrificial chamber. Or you can kill Ahuana and it will change it to a demolition lab. So what does that mean? A lot of people will be like, I don't know what that even means. And you probably won't because of the fact that, it's not really, there's nothing, it's not self-explanatory. I don't know if there's anything in the lore or whatever that tells you, but what I use is I use a helper. And just to show you here, if you go to the Wikipedia, the Path of Exile Gamepedia, excuse me, you can actually look up the names of the, I'll zoom in, names of the rooms and what, the boss is and what it does. So I'm going to go back to this. So we have Sacrificial Chamber and Demolition Lab. So Sacrificial Chamber, you'll see here, it allows you to sacrifice a unique item. So you can sacrifice a unique item and I believe it will give you something in return. So that's interesting. I don't even know what that does because I haven't done it yet. And then you'll notice too that you have this number by the side of it. These are tiers. So the higher the tier, the better the return normally. So what that part means is every room starts as tier 1. Not every room, but certain rooms start as tier 1. And when you upgrade that room by killing one of the architects, it will then be promoted to tier 2. And then you can, if you get lucky enough to get it again, you can then promote it to tier 3. So that's what that does. So it's always best to get certain returns on tier 3 if you can. If you have time or you already got the apex or something like that, then you should go for the tier 3. But I would say go for the apex first. Then link rooms to the apex, and then if you have a tier 2 already, then it might be worth going to the tier 3 without but not linking all the rooms. It's really up to you and what kind of rooms that you have in terms of what you've upgraded, what's worth it. So here's Demolition. Let's look at Demolition. So I like Sacrificial Chamber. Demolition Lab contains explosive charges, and that's a tier 2. So I guess in this sense, yeah, it'll end up giving me that. I don't know. Explosive charges, not really a big thing for me. However, I guess it would give me a tier. This would give me a tier 2, and it'd give me an easier upgrade to tier 3. I don't know. I think the Sacrificial Chamber is what I want, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end up going for this link, because there's no point to upgrade if you don't have the link, because you can't even get to the room anyway. So I'm obviously going to go, I guess for this, I'm going to go for entrance, then tombs, then lightning workshop, and then if I end up getting entrance or tombs quick enough, I'll go back and kill Heoxy. And of course, if this is linked already, I would just kill Heoxy. Now here's another website here. I'll put these in the description below. This is an imager link, and this is called the Incursion Room Reference Card. And it's pretty nice. Someone linked this to me in stream today. Basically, it's just a cheat sheet. It's just the same thing as this, but it's a lot easier to read. And it'll tell you the benefits, and it'll actually tell you that to kind of prioritize these tier 3 rooms if you can get them. So on the right side, you can see valuable items at tier 3. Special rooms just kind of give you, like, the Sacrificial Chamber allows you to interact in some way. Like it has a breach, or the explosive charges, or, you can you can read it. Sacrifice a unique item. The rooms just have different chests, like map chests, currency chests, jewelry chests. So Surveyor Study is really nice for maps. That's great. And then the third one is basically a thing where you can get a really good item at. So there's augments the Omnitech with minions. And the Omnitech is like, the thing at the end at the apex. So yeah, this is basically a really good cheat sheet to what you should do, or it's just so much easier to look it up. So I'll link that in the description as well, and then definitely focus on the tier 3 if you can get those, because those are where you get the valuable items from, as it says right there. So that's pretty much it. I guess let's go ahead and jump into this one. I'll show you this. My cat. I'll show you guys how this goes, and hopefully we'll end up getting the link as well as the engineer here, or the architect, so we can get the sack room. So I'm going to go ahead again, and I'm going to end up getting close to full charges, hit my mana pot, and then we're going to run in and hopefully link this first, and then get to the boss. So let's see. If I don't kill the boss, if you don't think you're going to link it in time, you can also go for the boss here. I'm going to end up skipping him and hope to go for the link instead, because I'd rather just get the room. And it looks like I might end up not getting it. I'm gonna go kill the boss instead because he's low. Now, as you kill guys, you do increase the timer, but as you can tell, it's very, very, very minimal. So I got the stone, so I have to run to one of these. I'm just gonna try to kill these. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can get this in time, guys. Let's see. Oh god, I got one. Okay, so I did link it. I didn't link it to the room I wanted, unfortunately. I linked it to the lightning workshop, but at least I linked it. So that's a problem with that. Sometimes you have to kind of like choose quickly what you want to do, and at times you just can't end up getting the ideal room, but you might as well get a room, right? So in that instance, I just had to keep on grinding and killing guys to keep on getting that 1 second, so I can either flame dash or use a movement skill to get to a room to link it. Luckily, I did get a link, but unfortunately, it's not the one I really, really wanted. I did get an upgrade though to the Sacrificial Chamber and a link, which is super, super good. Especially at a low level, it's hard to do. I feel like once you get to your build to a certain point where it's a really fast killing build and a really fast moving build, you should be able to do things like link more than one room, or upgrade a link at the same time and be able to choose and not have as much of a hot spot where you need to end up clicking something spur of the moment and just react. I did notice that I was in a bad spot. I took a bad route, but I might as well link it to something than nothing at all. So this is okay, but like I said, now the problem about this is I have such a low chance of getting a link to be able to use this. It's great that there is a link between these rooms now, so I only need one more link to complete the whole temple, but the chances again are just, I guess it's not really 3 out of, I think I'm wrong. It's not 3 out of 13. It's actually 5. Because if you can get entrance, I don't know if this is true, but if you can get entrance, it's 1, 2, 3. You can also get these rooms itself. That's true. I forgot about that. So it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 13, or if entrance doesn't count, it's 4 out of 12, which is 33%. It's not great. It's 33% 2 more times. Pretty low odds still, but I guess it's better than 3 out of 13, or I guess 2 out of 12, which would be 1/6. It'd be like, even like half of that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I figured out. There's probably other stuff out there that I haven't ran into. So if you guys know any other better techniques, or you think there's something else that you know, that you can utilize. Tialis is apparently saying explosive rooms is really good because it's a free connection between any two rooms in case you get screwed by key drops. So maybe I should have actually used explosives on that sacrificial chamber because I did not know that. So I didn't know what that was, so I didn't use it. So that's something to keep in mind. So read what Tialis said. I probably should have upgraded it to an explosion so I could have actually ended up getting the link there maybe. So that would have made it to where I would have linked the lightning workshop and probably entrance, I'm assuming, and I would have gotten the full temple. So that was a mistake by my part. So definitely learn what they do, I guess. Like I didn't know what the explosive charges meant, but that's what it does. So yeah, I should have definitely done that. But either way, you know, looking at the guide, the cheat sheet, everything like that, and getting your pathing and finding out the ideal path is really the biggest part here. Is, you know, choosing which room to link to, because just because you link a room doesn't necessarily mean it's the right choice. And just because, you know, you end up having what I'm trying to say is a certain path in the room itself, you know, the clear, you should always first venture your guy towards a link that you need the most, and then work, you know, counterclockwise or clockwise away from that point towards the next highest priority. There might be a time too sometimes where you might have, you know, a thing where one link is kind of sandwiched between two other links that don't matter at all. And, you know, maybe there's not as high priority, but, you know, 3 different options on the other side of the room, and maybe it's better to go for those 3 because you have multiple chances of actually getting a link. Whereas if you went down, say, towards like a high priority link that was sandwiched between 2 links that didn't matter, then the problem there is, like, you know, you don't get a stone, and no matter which way you go, you know, even if you get a stone, you're going to have the timer at a high enough time to keep on sweeping to make it to a link that really does matter. So it does take a lot of kind of thought process of figuring out what's my ideal path, not just in the temple, but also in the room when it comes to clearing guys to get the stone drop and open up the door. Just remember that killing enemies does up your time. However, it doesn't do it by much. I don't know what the number is for exactly, but it seems like, you know, if you kill a small pack around you, it's going to give you half a second to a second. Probably about a second for if you kill like 5 guys or something, or 4 guys. It's pretty unforgiving. You need to run through it pretty quickly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys, like I said, if you guys have any other ideas or recommendations, everything like that, definitely put them in the comments below. Hit the bell notification so you know when I go live, stuff like that. I do stream on Twitch live, twitch.tv/Cooterz, just like the name on my YouTube channel. And pretty much that's it, guys. Remember to do big, do good, and do you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.